Good morning. How are you guys? Well, it's been a while that I uploaded my video, so I just had a thought, let me just pick up the day today. So, as you all guys know, I started my journey of quitting cigarettes on 6th of September 2017. And from since that day, I have not touched a single stick. So, how it started is that on 25th August it was my birthday, so I decided before my birthday that I'll leave cigarettes. On around 20th August I decided to leave cigarettes. So then I decided a day that okay, there has to be a D day, so onto the D day I'll be leaving my cigarettes. So I decided 6th of September. No logic, no nothing. It's just that Shraddhs were starting the same day and it was a holiday for us. So yeah, means no specific reason. You can decide any day. So for me it was 6/9 to start with. 6/9/2017. So yeah, first week is the most difficult week, I would say. That every minute your mind will give you 10,000 reasons why to pick up that cigarette and start smoking again. Even till today. Now today I'm sitting on 9th of October. It's been more than 34 days that I had stopped smoking completely. And even till now, when I see smokers sitting in a coffee shop, having a smoke, having a fag, I do get tempted to actually light up one stick and take a puff. It doesn't matter that ways. My mind starts telling me all that. So in any case, guys, what you need to understand is that nicotine is one of the most addictive drug. Leaving cigarettes is as good as leaving heroin, cocaine or any other form of a drug. So please remember that before you take this decision. So in my case, just a brief background, I stay alone. I'm single. I got divorced about 2 years back, and I stay single with my cousin brother who's on travel most of the times. So I have my family staying nearby, but most of the times I'm all by myself. So how it started is that on 6th of September midnight I decided that this is it. Now I'm not gonna smoke any further. And that is how it started. So first thing I would suggest is that you need to remember, if you're not smoking, that means you're not smoking. The only simplest way to leave smoking is not to light up a cigarette. There's no rocket science to that, and there's no other alternative to that. It sounds as funny as it gets, but yes, that is the reality. So on day one, I struggled with my poop, I struggled with my morning routine, I was having all sort of fatigue. First few hours were okay, and then gradually your mind starts playing trick onto you. The moment your nicotine level keeps going down, your mind starts playing tricks onto you. As I was a chain smoker, my mind started playing more tricks onto me than it would do to anybody else. I used to fag more than 50 sticks a day. Generally 50, 55, 60. Some were good days, so I used to contain myself within 40 sticks. But overall I was a chain smoker, and unfortunate it is that I was courageous enough to actually quit onto the smoking. So what I decided is not to quit smoking only. Along with smoking, I coupled up some other things, like I coupled my non-veg along with it. In case you're vegetarian, you can couple milk along with it. And secondly, if you don't want to club anything, don't club anything. It's just for my sake. What I did, I'm sharing the same. Rest, obviously, everyone has a different way of looking at things. So I stopped cigarettes, I stopped non-veg, I stopped alcohol completely. Because with alcohol, I usually tend to smoke more than what I used to smoke otherwise. I cut down on my coffee drastically. I used to end up having about 8 to 10 cups of coffee in a day, and I've contained that down to 1 or 2 cups, because when having coffee I used to get urges. So day 1 it all started. Day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. first 7 days are going to be the most difficult days. So gradually what will happen, after third day onwards, you will start feeling that your body has started throwing up. I started having nausea right from day 1, but generally it is seen that from day 3 people start having all those symptoms. So I was vomiting for the first 1 week. I was vomiting for like about 5 to 8 times in a day. I was purely on, it was not a vomit or anything from any other perspective. It was more of a vomit of a mucus and water, nothing more than that, because lungs start cleaning up and your body starts craving for nicotine as much. You can't even imagine how bad that feeling is. So after day 7, you end up going into a slow state of depression, wherein your mind will start playing tricks onto you. You will start feeling that okay, there's nobody who cares for you, and again the mind will take you towards smoking and drinking and any other addiction. So that is the exact time where you have to contain yourself. So frankly speaking, I had 10,000 reasons in past 34-35 days to light up a cigarette. I had 10,000 reasons. I ended up having a big fight with one of my very close friends. Unfortunately, I ended up staying alone. My brother was on a travel for the entire month. I was home alone for most of the times. I was going through some major financial hustle. Not exactly hustle. Basically, I was just planning up an investment which is getting delayed on day by day basis due to some banking issues and all that. So I had 10,000 reasons why to light up a cigarette, start smoking again. But the only reason I gave to myself was that I contained myself within a period of 40 days. So I didn't decide to give up cigarettes and alcohol and everything for my life. What I decided is that let me start with 40 days and 40 nights. So for 40 days and 40 nights, I promised myself that I will not smoke and I will not drink. And I connected the same down with my religious beliefs. You can otherwise also just continue doing it. Make a promise to yourself, make a promise to God. What really helped me out was these video blogs. So the first 13-14 days I started making lots and lots of video blogs. I started this YouTube channel. It was lying dormant for ages, and I just suddenly started recording. So yeah, this is what happens now. Today I'm sitting after more than a month on quitting cigarettes. I'm still having the urges. I'm still having bad throat. I still end up throwing up. I still feel low for some part of the day. So what you need to do is that you need to involve yourself into certain activities. You need to involve yourself into gymming, running, walking, any other physical form of activity. Because more physical activity you are doing, the more your body is throwing up the tar which is contained in your lungs. The more your body is able to clean nicotine easily. So guys, that is the way you should actually decide. Means I know most of the people, even I was one of them. So most of the people, they decide that okay, I'm going to quit smoking, and then we end up just one second guys, just one second. So what happens is that we generally decide that we are going to quit smoking, and we are not able to do that because we think that all of a sudden it will just change overnight. Things will change. See guys, that is not going to happen. You need to actually follow a regime. You need to first start with your physical workouts. You need to start exercising. You need to put your body to some or the other physical effort. So I started my gymming and everything, and it was only after I started my gymming, my cigarettes started falling down from 60 down to 40. So yes, that is one major factor which did play on a very, very positive role onto me. So my cigarettes started falling after I started gymming. So after 2 to 3 months of continuous gymming, I decided to give up on smoking completely. Now I had tried n number of times in the past also to leave and quit smoking, but I was not able to do that. It's not that I didn't wanted to do that. I was not able to do that. So what happens is every smoker goes through this pain. Every smoker knows that it is painful. Every smoker knows that smoking is harmful. Every smoker knows goddamn 10,000 reasons why not to smoke. Still we smoke. It's because we are weak. So before we make ourselves strong, before we decide to quit smoking, we need to make ourselves strong from here and strong from here. So till the time you don't start a physical activity, till that time you will not be able to contain yourself, contain your smoking habits. Guys, no nicotine patches. As you can see, I did not go in for any nicotine replacement therapy which most of the doctors will be suggesting you. I don't know whether that's the right way or wrong way, but it never worked on to me. I tried all that also. I tried vaping for a very good period for about 15-20 days, 30 days. I was able to leave cigarettes and switch to vaping. That's again a fuck up. What we do is that we're trying to convince ourselves that vaping is not harmful as compared to smoking. Agreed. Vaping is much more less harmful than smoking, but at the same time, you're just avoiding carbon monoxide, you're just avoiding tar, you're just avoiding tobacco, but the root cause of everything you're not avoiding, that is nicotine. So what happens is that in case you're following any nicotine replacement therapy, then you'll quit smoking and you'll get addicted to the other form of the nicotine intake. So it's just about changing the nicotine form, not leaving the habit. So guys, I decided to leave the habit all in all, completely zero down, no matter what. So a few people actually supported me out. They literally took a lot of shit. So a close friend of mine, Rashmi, she took a lot of shit from me during this past 1.5 months. Then there's another friend of mine, Aanchal. She's a colleague of mine also. She did give me a boost up on a few occasions wherein I was actually feeling down and I wanted to light up a cigarette. So my mind was very clear that I don't want to smoke, so I used to end up calling people who would tell me not to smoke instead of calling people who would say that take a fag or something. So I started calling people who used to hate smoking. So yeah, Aanchal did help me a lot. Then another friend of mine, Arvind Mittal, even he used to be a chain smoker about 15 years back. So and today he is a marathon runner and physically a very fit guy, around in his mid 40s. So he helped me out. He did give me a courage that don't pick it up, continue with a healthy lifestyle. Then another few people who I came in contact in a few last few days, like Ranjit Anand and some other people. Means if I'm not taking names, it doesn't mean that you don't count. Everyone counts. So and then the biggest support was my family, obviously. Means I remember mother calling me up every day and checking on to me that are you still continuing your regime? Are you still able to follow it? So it was difficult to start with, frankly. So week 1 is gonna be very, very bad, guys. It's gonna be almost like hell. Week 1 and week 2 is just gonna be hell. So today I'm sitting, means I can talk all this nonsense because I've crossed 5-week stage. So week 1 and week 2 were like completely screwed up. I ended up vomiting, as I told you guys. I was having a bad headache. I'll feel nauseatic the entire day. It felt as if I've got pregnant or something like that. And then I decided not to shave also, so I was looking almost like a bhalu, long, big beard guy. You can see my past videos, you'll be able to see how big my beard became. So yes, those all things were there. Then I went a bit easy on myself. And when I say I went a bit easy on myself, it doesn't mean that I went on to any nicotine replacement or I started taking 1 cigarette or 2 cigarettes or 1 puff or 2 puff. What I mean is that I give myself liberty to eat whatever crap I want to eat, to do whatever shit I want to do, but not to smoke. So what happened is that I started developing this taste for ice creams in the night. So I used to end up having 2 to 3 scoops of ice cream every night. That used to just soothe my tongue. My juices which used to come out because of the nicotine deprivation. So it used to just soothe that up. I started having coffee whenever I used to get excessive urge. I used to have coffee. Then in the car when I used to get urge, I had kept a string for myself, and I used to just keep pressing the ball and keep exercising for my hands, 100 from this hand, 100 from this hand. So that really helped. So I was just continuing my old habit of rolling down the window and keeping my hand on the window, but then instead of smoking, I used to have a ball in my hand. So that used to ensure that my mind is getting adapted to new habits instead of getting into a excessive big shock. So any case, guys, what happened is that after all this, in last 4 to 5 weeks, my body has gone through a major transformation. About 2 days back, I have run a marathon of close to about 10 kilometers. I'm asthmatic, and about 5 days back, I went on a parikrama down to a temple over here nearby. That's called Govardhan Parbat. It's a hill. So you circle around the hill. So that parikrama is supposed to be barefoot. I was not aware about the same. So I just had a thought, let me prepare for my marathon by going for a parikrama, and that parikrama was close to about 22 kilometers. So I have completed first phase of the same, which is 14 kilometers. So I started having blisters right after 250 meters because I've never walked barefoot, not on the road or anywhere. I've never walked barefoot. Even in the house, I mostly am with my slippers or my shoes or my socks. So any case, I did walk for approximately about 14 kilometers barefoot. Ended up with heavy blisters. That was like about 5 or 6 days back. If not more than that, 5 to 6 days back. And then day before yesterday, on 7th of October, I went in for a Starry Night marathon. So it was a night marathon and it was a half marathon event. So I had signed up for 10 kilometers, and all my friends, including Arvind Mittal, they were telling me not to go in for the run with my blisters on. Rashmi was telling me that you need to practice on the road before you start actually running in a marathon. She was also right. And then yes, there were a few people who started encouraging me also. Like I remember Aanchal was there, Antara Naik was there, who gave me a few tips, because she herself had stopped smoking, although unfortunately she went through a relapse. But she was the one who left smoking. So she was the one who gave me the tip that if you run, then you end up giving up on smoking. Then my gym trainer Manoj, so he told me very specifically to increase my cardio down to from 45 minutes to 1.5 hours, which actually started helping me throwing up the tar. So yeah, guys, means overall, all in all, the only purpose of this video was if I can do it, then obviously you can also do it. The willpower is nothing more than just for the first 3 days. Take a single day as a single day of accomplishment. I promise you, after a week, you'll start feeling proud about yourself. I feel proud about myself. So all the dents, everything which has happened bad to you, all the dents in your personality, all the dents in your image, that all will start healing. You will start feeling good about yourself. A friend has told me always that before loving anybody, you need to love your own self. And I'm sure all you smokers out there, you all have gone through something or the other in your life. Everyone has, buddy. No one is different. I have gone through shit, you've gone through shit, everybody goes through shit. But resorting to smoking or drinking or clubbing or XYZ bullshitting, that is not a resolution to your problem. The only resolution to your problem is that you need to have a feeling of self-love. You need to start loving your own body. You need to start loving your own self. Don't give a damn about what people think about you. Just remember one thing. There's nothing more important than what you are. There will be a lot of friends who will end up telling you that it's all about you, that you've become selfish, that you've become this, you become that. They'll tease you, they'll offer you cigarettes. My cousin Aditya, he takes about 2-3 cigarettes only a day. So he offered me a cigarette right on the day one. He didn't know I had stopped smoking, and for him it was a joke. And for most of the people I know for like last many years, for them it was a joke that okay, I'm kidding that I've stopped smoking. And the moment they realize that yes, I'm serious, I've actually stopped smoking, that is the feeling of pride. Means you start feeling good about yourself, that boss, you much more than what people think of you. You're not hollow. You have lots of caliber into you. So that is what I'm saying, guys. Just remember a few basic tips. You need to start exercising before you decide to smoke. Before you decide to quit. So tip number 1, you need to start physical activity before you decide to quit smoking. Decide a specific D-Day which has got a relevance for you. Decide a period, not less than 30 days. It should be more than 30 days, definitely. Don't go by the book of saying that a new habit gets developed in 21 days. It didn't. For me, it hasn't even till now. I still do get some kind of urges. So decide a period. Don't think that you're leaving something forever. It becomes way too difficult and you'll never be able to quit. Today I proudly say I've quitted cigarettes because of the reason that I've surpassed all that period. It's been 5 weeks plus, and I'm still very clear that I'm not gonna smoke. So yes, that is number 1. Means that is the most crucial part. Not number 1, but that is the most crucial part. And fourth part, just attach some or the other goal of your life towards the end journey. That okay, if I'm able to quit cigarettes for 30 days, if I'm able to quit cigarettes for 40 days, 60 days, 66 days, that means then I'm gonna reward myself. I'm gonna do whatever I want to. I'm gonna do some excursion tour, and I fixed up, like for me it was my new office coming up, so I fixed up my desires and go down to that office. That okay, for 40 days I'm quitting cigarettes. God help me out to ensure that my dream comes out true. So that is all. Means just make a promise to yourself, make a promise to God, involve God. You surely do need help from heavens to actually quit on an addiction. So yeah, so that is all I've got to say. Guys, just remember one thing. If you want to leave cigarettes, you want to leave any sort of addiction, just acknowledge 2 different things. One part is gonna be addictive thing. For a few days when you start with everything, it is more to do with the addiction part. For 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, now I don't vomit. And second part of the de-addiction program is wherein you trying to change your habit. Any form of drug, any form of addiction, any form, it's more to do with your habit than with your addiction. Like I'm telling you that I used to have a habit of smoking. I used to sit down with my coffee, I used to smoke. I used to take a drink, I used to smoke. So you need to have a replacement down to your habit. Now when I sit down for a coffee, I take a biscuit in my hands. When I'm driving, I take a sponge ball. While I'm drinking, I only use water. I don't even use alcohol. So when I'm drinking, I'm just drinking water. I'm just drinking any other XYZ shit. But I'm not taking alcohol, because alcohol used to provoke my drinking. My smoking, I meant. So guys, everything is gonna be fine. Just have faith in yourself. You can call me up, you can contact me whenever you're feeling low, whenever you feel that okay, you've decided to quit, you need some tips to quit, you need somebody to talk to. I'll always be available, guys. My number is there in the video description also, and otherwise it is 9810084594, and possibly I'll come up with my new videos, but that would be on to some other topics. Right, guys, see ya, have a good day and have a good life, have a fitter life. Thank you.